Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and I gotta check in with my next guest, Loopy Godinez, who picked up a big win this past weekend, UFC 287. How's it going, Loopy?
Really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks again for the time. I really do appreciate it. Just a few days removed from the fight, I guess. What are some of your first takeaways? How pumped are you to get back in the win column? And what was the whole experience like in Miami?
Yeah, it was a great experience. So happy to be part of that card. And honestly, it was such a good, such a good win, such a good opportunity for me. And super tough opponent and really excited.
Because you fought in the Apex, I think, a few times during COVID, and I think there's a massive difference energy wise. I feel like between fighting in the Apex versus fighting in front of a full arena. So I guess are you somebody that feeds off of that energy of the crowd? And what was that whole experience like?
Oh yeah, for sure. Having so many people there cheering your name and like just like going crazy is such a good experience. And I love that. I love the all the crowd and stuff. It's just such a good energy.
And then you mentioned just before we started this interview that you're in Mexico right now. What are you up to down there? And what have these past few days been like for you?
Just I came down here to relax a little bit, just to just decompress, just here to the beach. Um, and it's been just relaxing, just taking my time and just enjoying everything. For once, I need just a little bit of break and a few days go back and start going again and see what's next and excited. A lot of changes coming up.
Is that something that you've kind of learned to add to your camp and post fight camps to have that time to relax and kind of reset? Has that been something that you've kind of, made a really big thing, especially after fights?
This is the first time actually that I get to take some time. I knew about this fight in January, so I've been training super hard, and I was already training hard because I wasn't sure if I was gonna get offered something earlier. So it's been long. It's been long, long. It's been months already. Just like training really hard. So just giving my body what it needs. I'm listening to my body, and my body is okay. You need some sun, relaxing in the beach, and that's what we're doing.
When you look at how the Cynthia Calvillo fight played out, was there something that you had to adjust to mid-fight? Did anything about her approach surprise you at all?
Oh, it's just I can feel the I felt the her experience. I really felt that, and it's something else. You don't believe, well, I guess you had to be there to feel it, because also when I fought Jessica Penny, I felt that experience, and then when I fought the other girls with not that much experience, that you felt it. So I got to feel it right away. They went back. They went back down to the kind of losses. Um, and Silvana, girls that they don't be in the UFC for a long time, like Jessica Penny and Calvillo. Like I felt I was able to feel the experience and the like. She's a strong girl too, right? Like when I was in the ground with her, I can feel her strength. The punches too. It's just a good, like, it was great. It was a great experience for me, and I got to get the decision right. Obviously, who wants to go for a decision, especially when it's super close. But that's what happened, and it's fine. Like I will take all the stuff that I need to improve and get better and go from there. So this is just good for me, me getting better after this.
Absolutely. And I rewatched the fight this morning, and one thing that really stood out about your approach to the fight was that it seemed like you had a massive speed advantage. Did you feel that in there? And did you kind of see that as kind of a strength in this fight?
Yeah, I did. When we were doing the exchanges in the hands, I can see I can see my shots landing quicker and more, like even more power too. I think she had a hard time finding me a little bit. I mean, clearly she find me, a few times, but like when like the measurement, I feel like she was having a hard time. Maybe because I was because I was having the speed advantage.
And obviously, I got to ask you a little bit. Obviously, Mexico MMA is on fire right now. Obviously, you got yourself, you got Brendan Moreno, you got Yair Rodriguez getting ready to fight, Volkanovski,
Yeah.
Alexa Grasso. I guess how big has the sport grown down there? Do you feel like it's grown exponentially, especially over these past couple of years?
Oh yeah, for sure. Even when I arrived here in Vallarta, like some people at the airport, they were like asking me for pictures. Like now, like they know what's the UFC. They know who you are. They know who are who are the fighters, and it's just such an amazing, and it's just so much like the energy is so good. So for sure, I'll be coming here. I'll be going to Guadalajara to do way more training, and yeah, it's just amazing. Over here I love it. This is my favorite.
And I got to ask you too. There's a very recent report that came out yesterday that Cynthia Calvillo has parted ways with the UFC after this past weekend. Did you know about that? I guess what's your reaction to that?
I saw that this morning actually, and it's too bad. Like she fought a lot of killers, and that didn't go her way. She moved back up to 125. Now, like I don't know, like I'm a little bit sad, honestly. I really like her. Um, but it's that's I mean it's what it is, right? Like when this is your sixth fight losing streak, so of course it's hard to keep giving her fights. Like you can only do it for like so many times as the UFC, being the UFC. But hopefully she's fine. Hopefully she's good, and I don't know what's next for her, but I just wish her all the best.
Few more questions for me. Once again, I really do appreciate the time. I know you're trying to relax and kind of decompress right now, so I really do appreciate it. I got to ask you because you've always been somebody. I remember the last time we talked a little bit about you always love those quick turnarounds in between fights and staying active, but you had a little bit of a layoff entering this fight, and in retrospect, do you feel like that layoff was something you needed to kind of physically and mentally reset? And do you feel like that was kind of beneficial for you?
I do think so. Sometimes it's hard to get better and to add new tools when you're fighting, so often because you're just focusing about the fight and the opponent and all of that. So having that break, it really helped me to become a better athlete, become a better fighter, mentally, physically. So like I just feel a lot more mature when, like, even this past fight, like on Saturday, I was in the back and 5 week. I felt like so calm, and even when I was in the back, I was just in my zone and everything. And in the fight, I saw everything, all her shots, like all her hand. I saw everything coming. I kind of got to see everything around me and to really enjoy it every single moment, because sometimes when you are in there, like things go so fast, and then it's like, okay, and now I'm in my room, so what happened, right? But this past Saturday, I truly got to see everything, and I wasn't super super nervous. Like, yeah, of course I was nervous, but I wasn't like super nervous that you can even enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think I've been like I have improved so much up here as a fighter, and that's something that it really makes me happy.
Last question for me. Obviously, you're just a few days removed from this last fight, but I got to ask you, obviously being somebody that lives and trains in Vancouver, I'm sure you're itching to get on that UFC 289 card in Vancouver coming up in June. Is that kind of the game plan right now? I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
I haven't heard anything. So I mean, it will be cool, but I haven't heard anything. So I don't think so. I don't think they will put me on, but you never know.
I got you. Well, I appreciate the time. Before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the final word to shout out any sponsors you're working with, shout out your team, all the fans back home. I'll give you the final word.
Thank you very much. Well, thanks for having me. And I just want to thank everyone that is being with me, helping me for this camp and putting, all their energy and all their love and time for me to be able to step last Saturday and to be healthy, and all my sponsors. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all.
Absolutely. Well, Loopy, I appreciate you making some time. Congrats again on the win, and all the best with these next few days, relaxing, decompressing, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Thank you so much for the time.
Yes, thank you.